Okay, today we are going to be replacing the contactor on a carrier AC external AC unit, and I'm going to start by showing you to pull out the exterior fuse. All you have to do is just wiggle on it and it comes right out. And the best place to put it probably is right back on top of the system. Now on to the next thing. Alright, now in the next segment I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of talking. Okay? Now the reason for that is simple. We feel like people can be scared when they first start working on their cars. People can also be scared when they first try to work on their air conditioner. In an earlier video, we did the run capacitor, which was only 3 cables removed and 3 cables put back onto the right post. But this job has double the amount of wires connected to it. So we thought about it, said the best way, hopefully, to teach this particular repair is to disconnect each wire one at a time and put them onto the right post on the new contactor. So that's what we're going to do. And as a result of that, I'm just going to be silent and do the repair and let you take care of each part one by one, removing one wire at a time and then connecting it to its correct place on the new contactor, and then removing the second wire and then attaching it to its correct place on the new contactor, and removing the third wire and then attaching it to its correct place on the contactor. So there will be voice added to that segment of the video. We just wanted to explain why the method that we're using, and that hopefully the method that we use on this particular repair job will give you all the confidence that you need in order to be able to do the job and do it correctly, because it's not hard. Cannot emphasize this enough. This job is not hard. This job is about as hard as taking your spark plugs out of your engine and putting new spark plugs in. It's very simple. I found the best tool for this is the flat tip screwdriver. Now when you first get your contactor, you remove the panel, you're going to notice that there are these markings on the 4 posts on the front, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Don't worry about those markings. J1, J2, P3, whatever. Don't worry about those markings. Okay, here's what you need to remember. Before you start, take the panel cover off, go get your new contactor, and line it up to where the white sticker is facing to the left-hand side. You will know you're putting the contactor on correctly by lining the 2 of them up side by side, and you will see an opening at the bottom right. A C-shaped little chasm in there, an open space on the bottom right-hand side. That and the rectangular sticker on the left-hand side tell you that the contactor is facing correctly, and just remove one wire from the old contactor and immediately put on the second one. Immediately put on the second contactor.
and tight.
Make sure they're all nice and tight. And do this as you go. Do not tighten one sort of down like you do on another job. As soon as you contact one wire from the old contactor to the new contactor, put it on tight. The one thing you'll notice is this. The one thing you will notice is that at the top two posts you have what they call a forked wire, and the bottom two posts is just a regular straight wire. The straight, they're harder to move. Don't be worried about pulling on them, turning them, bending them a little bit. Just make sure that you get them beneath the contact plate on their respective sides. Tighten them down securely, doing one at a time, and you'll be fine. Don't let that scare you. And one last thing, as you're about to put the fourth contact tightened down post on, go ahead and get out your 1/4 inch close-in wrench and disconnect the old contactor from the system to give you more room to work with. And that's pretty much it. Just keep following what I'm doing. Just keep following what I'm doing. And as you're about to disconnect the unit from the system, you can disconnect it beforehand. I'd even recommend it. You can disconnect it beforehand, that's fine. But if you have one, maybe two wires left over to do at the top there, those two prongs, just eyeball them. Just make sure, mental note, where they go. We need a 1/4 inch. Close-in wrench to get this off of here. Now this cable came right from here. So I'm going to pull this one off of here. And put it right here. Then this one comes from the top first post right in here. So I'm going to wiggle that one off. And I'm going to put it in the exact same spot right here. Done. Okay. Now there's 3 wires in the bottom. And there's 2 in the middle. So we take the first one in the middle on the right hand side and we wiggle it off. It's on the top post. So we're going to take it on this side and put it on the top post right there. Then we're going to take this one and wiggle it off of that post on this side. It's on the top one, and we just take it and we're going to put it right there. And now for the last one, the yellow wire on the bottom right hand side, comes off the top. We're going to remove it from that, and we're going to put it right down here on the bottom. And it doesn't matter which post it goes on. We're just being careful here. So there's the old contactor.
What did you drop over there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And just make sure that each wire is tightened down thoroughly. Don't let anything be loose. Make sure each wire is tightened down thoroughly. And when you put these wires that are tightened down with a screw back in, make sure you put it in behind the plate. This particular part comes with a plate. Make sure you put it in behind the plate. And then just simply reconnect it with the screw with a 1/4 inch close-end wrench.